Did you know that roughly 20% of married men and 13% of married women admit to cheating on their spouse? And here's an even crazier statistic. About 60 to 75% of couples choose to stay together after infidelity. Why is beyond me, but just sit with that for a second because, more than half of people who experience betrayal, they decide to keep the relationship going. So the question is, should you forgive a cheating partner, or is forgiveness, in the case of infidelity, just another word for self-betrayal? You see, cheating is one of the most painful betrayals a person can experience. It cuts deeper than almost any other kind of deception because it's not just a lie, it's a dismantling of everything you thought was real. Love is built on trust, and when someone cheats, they don't just cross the line, they set the entire foundation on fire, and when that happens, you're left standing in the ashes, questioning everything. Was any of it real? Were you ever truly loved? Were you just a placeholder until someone, better came along? These questions, they aren't just painful, they are destructive. They eat away at your self-worth, your confidence, and your ability to trust in the future. And yet, after all of that, people still stay. Why? Before we dig further into this, in a previous video, I asked ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you destroy a relationship? And if you want to know what it answered and my thoughts about it, then make sure you watch this video right here. But that's not all. I then asked ChatGPT on a follow-up video, if you were Jesus, how would you strengthen a relationship to last forever? And you can check that one out right here. And make sure you watch both of them and smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. But back to today's video. So why do over 60% of people who get cheated on stay with their cheating partner? Let me give you my personal opinion, which, by the way, it's just that, my personal opinion. I'm not a licensed therapist or psychologist. I'm simply someone who just gives motivational relationship and life advice on YouTube based on my personal opinion, experiences, and conversations that I've had with hundreds, if not thousands of people battling through relationship adversity. So I believe we are wired to fear loss more than we desire gain. Some psychologists, they call it loss aversion. It's when you rather hold on to something familiar, even if it's broken, then risk the unknown. That's why people, they cling on to relationships after cheating. It's not because they've truly forgiven, it's because they're terrified of starting over. And I get it, the idea of just walking away from someone that you've built a life with, it's gut-wrenching. But staying with someone who betrayed you out of fear, it's like drinking poison every day and hoping that, it makes you stronger. It doesn't. It slowly kills you from the inside out. A lot of people, they have the wrong idea about the word forgiveness and what forgiveness actually means. Forgiveness, it does not mean reinstating someone into your life. Forgiveness does not mean, acting like nothing happened. And it definitely does not mean continuing a relationship with someone who has proven that they don't value you. Forgiveness, in its purest form, is about you, not them. It's about letting go of the anger so it doesn't consume you. It's about choosing peace over resentment. But most people think that if they forgive, they also have to stay. That's a bunch of BS. You can forgive someone and still walk away. In fact, in most cases, the most powerful act of forgiveness is leaving. Think about it like this. If someone shatters a mirror, you can choose to let go of your anger toward them. But that doesn't mean that you have to glue the glass back together and pretend that it's just as good as new. Some things once broken can never hold water the same way again. And trust, was one of them. You can put all the pieces of glass back together, but those cracks, they never fully disappear. And every time you look in that mirror, you remember how it shattered. Every time you look at your partner, you remember how they betrayed you. And if you think, that memory won't creep into every argument, every doubt, every quiet moment, then you're fooling yourself. I know some people argue that people make mistakes and deserve a second chance. And while that's true in a certain situations, not all mistakes are created equal. You see, losing your temper and saying something that you regret, well, that's a mistake. Cheating, that is not a mistake. That was a decision, a premeditated act that required deception, secrecy, and complete disregard for your feelings. That is not a slip up. That's a conscious choice. And if someone can make a choice like that, what's stopping them from making it again? In studies, they've shown that people who cheat once are 3 times more likely to cheat again. That's not my opinion. That is research. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to gamble your future, in hopes that they change? And some love to bring up the idea of forgiveness in Christianity, and they're not wrong. God does call us to forgive, but forgiving does not mean tolerating. The Bible also says in Proverbs 22:24, do not make friends with a hot-tempered person. Do not associate with one easily angered. So, if we are warned against keeping toxic people close, why would we expect, to stay with someone who has already proven that they cannot be trusted? Even Jesus in Matthew 19:9 made it clear that infidelity is grounds for separation. And don't get me started on self-respect. Actually, I'm going to get myself started on self-respect, because at the core of this entire conversation, that's what it's really about. What are you willing to accept? What are you teaching the people around you, about how you deserve to be treated? If you accept betrayal and stay, you're sending a message, not just to your partner, but to yourself, that your worth is negotiable, that your pain is secondary, that your boundaries are flexible. Understand that love without respect, it's not love, it's dependence, it's fear, it's attachment, masquerading as love. True love does not betray. True love does not force you to question your value. True love does not make you feel like you have to fight for the bare minimum. Let's talk about what happens when you do walk away, because that's where the real healing starts. Know that at first, it's gonna hurt a lot. And that's just the truth. You're gonna feel lost. You're gonna question whether you made the right choice. You're gonna have moments where you miss them, and that's normal. But you have to understand that missing someone does not mean that you belong with them. Missing someone does not mean that they were good for you. Your brain is simply, craving what it was used to. That doesn't mean that you should go back. It means that you should keep going forward, because eventually, that pain, it fades. And on the other side of it is clarity, strength, self-respect, a version of you that refuses to settle for less than what it deserves. So should you forgive a cheating partner? Shockingly, my answer is yes, but not for them, for you. Now, should you stay with a cheating partner? My answer is hell no. I don't care how long you've been together or if you have any kids. My answer is hell no. And if your answer is any different, then you should be asking yourself whether you value yourself enough to walk away from something that no longer serves you. Because at the end of the day, the only thing worse than being cheated on is staying with someone who saw your heart as disposable and you proving to them that they were right. If this video spoke to you, if it woke something up inside of you, then make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Drop a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on one of these videos right here. Have a blessed day.